Okay, I guess I'm live, and I'm going to start the Instagram in a second. This is a new tech challenge for me. I have never done Facebook and Instagram at the same time. So, and I'm gonna move this over to my other screen if I can. I don't know if I can. Never mind. We're just gonna get back to Zoom. All right, got it. And let me go live on Instagram. Go live. Live. What do? Do I press that? Start. Okay, I think we're checking Instagram. I am now live. All right, guys. I'm not used to using two cameras at the same time. I've got my phone on Instagram. I've got my computer on Facebook. So I'm going to have to figure out the tech. You're going to bear with me. And we're going to have a special gratitude attitude acceleration for Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving in the United States. Obviously in Israel where I live, it's not Thanksgiving, but as an American, I feel a tremendous debt of gratitude because the United States welcomed in my family when they were escaping from Nazi Germany in 1938 and in 1939. So I thought that it would be a beautiful thing to do is to talk about gratitude today on this day of Thanksgiving. First of all, I want to set the intention for today's live stream. And I've got a lot of things I'm going to talk about today. I've got 4 different points, got my notes here. And if you've got time to get yourself some paper and pencil, then go ahead and get that because you'll probably want to take notes. All right. The first thing I want to do is set the intention. And by being grateful and tapping into gratitude, we're really connecting with the infinite abundance that is available in the world, right? I believe that this world is abundant. It's been created by an infinite creator, and there is so much abundance available to us. There is an abundance of money, an abundance of clients, an abundance of success, abundance of well-being, abundance of love. Like you just look around you at the trees, at the birds, at the stars in the sky, the sand, at the beach, the water in the oceans, and there is unlimited abundance available to us in this world. So as business owners, I want that we should connect with that limited abundance that is available. Okay, now just for a moment, I'm going to see if I can get onto my other computer and maybe get over there and see if there's anybody on Facebook who's leaving me any comments. All right, and then I'll be back here a second just to see if anybody wants to say hello, wants to add something. All right, I don't see it at the moment, but if they do, that will be great. Am I live? There I am, I'm live. Okay. I don't know. Oh no, what I can't do that because stop that. I hear me. Okay, there are 3 people on. All right, so I'm gonna just go back to where I was. I'll get the tech thing down one of these days. Thanks for bearing with me. Okay, so let's talk about gratitude, and you might even call this like the law of gratitude, right? And we all know about gratitude journals and appreciation and stuff like that. And you should keep your journal and really be thankful 3 things every day. But I want to just take a step back and talk about just the overriding principle of thankfulness, gratitude, appreciation, whichever word works for you. And that's really the most powerful energy. If we talk about the energy that we're using in our business, the energy that we're using to call in clients and to call in money and abundance, that energy of gratitude and thankfulness and thanksgiving is the most powerful and the most healing energy on the planet. And I think that there's no accident that as a Jewish woman, when I wake up in the morning, the first words off of my lips or out of my mouth are Modeh ani lefanecha. Like I am thankful that I am alive here. I have another day. I have another opportunity to connect with the abundance that the Creator has put into this world to show up and serve you powerfully, to be with my family, to be with my husband, my children, to look around me and appreciate what's happening in the world and everything that there is on offering, and how I can serve my tribe, how I can serve my maker, my creator, and just being in that energy first thing in the morning and really, really connecting. And, I'll be honest, I'm not always so connected. Sometimes I need my first or second cup of coffee before I can really tap into it. But what I want to offer you is that when you're really connected with that energy, it can change everything for you and your business. And let's just think about our business, because sometimes we look at our business and we're wondering oh, when is it going to happen for me? How can I, cross six figures? Oh, look at her. What am I doing wrong? I should have figured this out already. We might be in the place of wondering what's going wrong. And what I want to do is do a 180-degree switch and have you connect with gratitude for your business. And really look at what you have right now in your business. And most of us who started businesses, we started from nothing. There are people who buy businesses and they can also be grateful for the resources that they have to buy businesses. But once upon a time, you maybe didn't have a business, you didn't have a business idea, you didn't have clients, you didn't have money, you didn't have a website. Really be grateful for where you are right now, and spend time in your gratitude journal, listing all the things that you are grateful for. If you've been in business for 5 years or 10 years, who are all of those people that you served since you've been in business? Right? How many lives have you transformed? How many people have you helped heal? How much people have you brought out of pain or helped them to live a better life? If you're a marriage coach or, intimacy, how many couples have you helped to connect with themselves? Or maybe after working with you, they decided that they actually weren't the best match for each other. And so you've helped them take the next step in their life. So really tap into and be grateful for everything that you've already created in this world. And when you look back on how much you've done, you'll just see that there's a tremendous amount of abundance that you have already achieved and received in this world, up till today. And it's not even connected with money. But we're going to get to money next, because we're in business and most of us want to make money, right? And so let's just tap into now the financial abundance that's available in the world. First of all, you can look around and you can notice that we're living in an industrial society. I mean, we're talking to each other now on an electronic device. Our parents, grandparents, they didn't grow up with this abundance. The fact that we can have that immediacy of connecting with people is already an abundance. And it's something that has created financial abundance for other people in the world who invented this technology, right? But just look now specifically at your business and how much money have you earned in your business, in all of the months or years that you've been. If you roll the clock back and started just thinking about that, oh, maybe this year you've made, I don't know, $50,000, $100,000 in your business. And last year it was 50, the year before it was 20, the year before it was 10. Start just doing a calculation of all of the financial abundance that you've had since the beginning of being a business owner, and just tally that up, and you can be in gratitude for that. Maybe before that you were an employee and there was so much money that came into your life as an employee, and you can be grateful for that. And then maybe when you were a child, you got an allowance or you did some babysitting. If you really, really spent time thinking about all the money that's come into your life, presents from your grandparents, birthday presents, Hanukkah presents, Christmas presents, right? There's probably been a lot of money that's come into your life. And then there's a lot of money that's gone out of your life. If you bought food, clothing, electricity, housing, rent, mortgage, whatever it is, if how much money have you spent on your children, on their education, their extracurricular activities? When you stop and think about how much money has left your hands over the course of the years that you've been on this earth, the amount of money is mind-boggling. And it really shows you how much abundance is available to you in the world. if it's been there over like 30 or 40 or 50 years, so then we can also collapse time and we can call in that much money and we can spend that much money also in shorter and shorter and shorter periods of time. But really tap into the abundance for what has already been and be grateful for everything that has already been in your life. And now when you like see that like mind-blowing number, right, both in what you've received and what you've spent, what's gone out of your life, then you can just like really, really connect with the abundance of the world and be grateful for how much God has already given to you and put in your lap. And then also just look around you. Be grateful for your partner if you're married. Be grateful for your children, for the food you eat, the place you live, for your neighbors, for your friends, for your parents, your grandparents. Like, again, there is so much in our lives to be grateful for. And then I also want to bring something up that's really, really important, because this attitude of abundance and this energy of gratitude and abundance can also be marred by being in victim mode, right? When I said like be grateful to your partner if you're married, or maybe you once upon a time were married, right? Sometimes we're noticing all the things that are wrong and we're not noticing all the things that are right. And sometimes we think that, oh, that's, you know, we just like talk and complain about things our kids don't do right, or a partner doesn't do right, or the government doesn't do right, or I don't know, Corona, the economy. Like we start being in victim mode to outside circumstances. And it really, really, really lowers your energy and the energetics and the vibration that you use when you show up in your business and you're trying to call in your ideal clients. And it's very sneaky, very subtle, but you really want to pay attention to how you being in victim mode and blaming outside circumstances for not being where you want to be in your business yet is really sabotaging your energy and the way that you're showing up. And just like notice the way you think. Notice when you're dependent on other people or other things and you're complaining and you're blaming. And we want to find them not to make us wrong, right? And most of us probably like grew up with a sort of complaining, blaming attitude. Maybe it was our parents, maybe it was our school teachers. But, you know, when we're looking for outside external events and circumstances to change before taking charge of something, like we're in that victim mode and victim mentality. And we want to find it, we, you know, really root it out of our mindset so that we can be in the place of absolute receiving and abundance and being grateful and thankful for what is. Okay, so just notice where it is. Notice if you're saying like, and this really, I noticed this a lot in the beginning of Corona 2020, like there, I kept seeing statements, oh, we're all living in challenging times. We're all living in challenging times, as if there was something external outside of us that was affecting and impacting our businesses. Now, if you were, you know, in the travel industry or you're the tourist industry, like Corona for sure, you know, affected your business. But you know what? There were so many businesses that were thriving during the beginning of Corona, and now that we're like finishing the second year of being in the situation of Corona being part of our lives, many businesses actually grew and thrived. And you could have looked at this external event and said, oh, okay, I see that this thing is happening in the world. How can I restructure, renegotiate, rewire, rework things in my business so that I can make it work for me? And there were people who actually did that. And they took what's been happening in the external environment in the last 2 years, and they really changed everything to make their lives and their business very, very different. I actually think that the last couple of years have been a blessing for women, because so many of us have online businesses, and we've had the opportunity to work at home. And I know that that has its own challenges and its own struggles. and my youngest child is 14. So I'm in a different situation from somebody who has little kids at home. But we've actually learned that we can have an online business at home with kids. We can, breastfeed our kids, which I did as an employee, and I express milk for all of my children. But now we have this opportunity as women to really work from home and make it work for us in different ways. And it's become much more acceptable in the broader world. In fact, yesterday, I had to call my bank in the United States to do something. And I was speaking with a woman, and she was actually, who, was really, we're talking Fidelity. We're talking a very, very large investment manager in the United States. And she was at home. I was like, wait a second, you get to work at home? You don't get to work in the office? She's like, yeah, there are days that I don't have to go into the office. I get to work at home. She was talking with her kids, and she was talking with her kids about taking out the dog when I was on the phone with her. I actually had to go and scan something to upload it to the system. And when I came back, I heard her talking to her kids and her dog. So it was like, you see, even in the very large companies, global companies, right, it's become acceptable for people to work at home. And I think that's a fabulous development that just shows how much abundance is available to us in the world and how things are shifting. And it's a tremendous, tremendous step forward for women and women running their own businesses. All right, number 3, and this is really, really important for you to think about, is that we don't get in life and in our business what we want. We get what we believe we can have. So some people they want to have, a 6-figure business. They want to make $100,000 or 200 or 400 or $1 million in their business. There's this wanting energy, this graspy sort of energy. But the sneaky thoughts in their brain are nah, I don't believe I can get it. Right. And when you're coming from that place of lack of belief, then you're not going to get that thing that your heart is really desiring. So if you believe that it is available to you in the abundance of the world, in the abundance of the universe, this unlimited, abundant world that was created by this infinite creator, if you really believe 100% that it's available to you and you can go and achieve your goals, then guess what? You are way more likely, I'm not promising you that if you want $1 million business, you're going to get your $1 million business, but you might get $700 or $800 or $900,000 in your business. And if we do that exercise that I gave you right in the beginning, where you go back and you look at all of the income you've already created, I bet that over a few years' time, you will have actually created a $1 million business. So believe that it is available for you too. It's not, it's not just available to special people in the world, not just available to Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett, not just available to Oprah Winfrey and other people. It's available to you too. And you have to believe that deep, deep down in your core, that whatever abundance you're desiring, it's available for you too, right? God put the idea into your head, right? And what you are really desiring and believe is available to you. He put it there in your mind for a reason. Okay. And the last thing, the 4th thing that I want to talk about is if you really, really want to take a quantum leap in your business, right? And you really believe that growth is available to you, you absolutely have to believe that you're more than enough. You're more than good enough to do the work that you want to do in the world, to serve the people that you want to serve in the world, and to call in the abundance and the money that your heart is desiring. And those feelings of not being good enough, they're very, very sneaky. They're very, very subtle, especially as women. We often have this feeling that we're not good enough, and we look outside of ourselves and we look at the models and we look at the, all the people online who seem to be doing, what we want to do. And we're and it shrinks your energy. And you have these underlying beliefs. It's kind of like that low refrigerator hum that you're not good enough. And if you're holding on to any of that belief that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, that you don't deserve it, that for any reason you can't really completely, fully approve of yourself and accept yourself, then it's going to really slow down your business growth, or sabotage, you being able to reach your goal. Now, let's just talk a little bit about where those beliefs of not good enough and not worthy came from. Now, most of us, we don't even remember when we first started having these beliefs. But what usually happens is in that 0 to 7 year period of time when we're growing up, you're just like a sponge, right? Anything that's coming to you is just downloaded into your subconscious mind, and you're creating new beliefs about you and about the world. Just like we learn language and we pick it up very easily, up until the age of 7, we're also creating beliefs about ourselves. And somehow or other, most of us developed that belief that we're not good enough when we were in that very impressionable age. And those words and those thoughts made an imprint in our unconscious mind, right? Because at the time, like, we were blank slates. We're all born into the world pretty much the same. I mean, we can talk about exactly like in utero and what's going on and how that does impact you, but I'm not an epigeneticist. I think that's how you say it. But there is that belief that's inside of you. But that's actually good news, because if you know that it's just a belief, just a thought, a belief is just a thought that you've thought over and over and over again, right? If you have this internal belief inside of you that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve to have, a 7-figure business, then you can change those thoughts. And that's the most amazing thought. The part is that thoughts can be changed. And just like it came inside of you by repetition, you can actually change those thoughts and, release them and let go of them through constant repetition. So what I encourage you to do is to really work on changing your thoughts. Like, first of all, you just have to make a decision that you are worthy, right? You are 100% worthy, that you are 100% created in the image of God, and you're worthy. He wants you here on earth. He gave you the idea to create your business because he believes that you can do it, right? He believes in you. He put you here, and he put you in this exact place with these exact thoughts. And then really work on the thoughts that you totally love and accept yourself. You totally approve of yourself. You're totally good enough, totally worthy of everything that your heart desires. You're worthy of having a wildly successful business, that you totally 100% believe that you can achieve your audacious financial goals in your business. And it doesn't matter how outrageous or how stretchy your goals are, but 100% that you are worthy of achieving your goals. Again, if you've had this like download into your mind from God, this this belief, that's this thought that's come into your mind, just working on that thought over and over and over again will transform that thought to a belief. But you have to do the work. And I thought about this because just this morning, I finished saying 30 days of Tehillim, of Psalms, for somebody in our neighborhood who was sick. And I was, we divided up the book of Psalms, the Sefer Tehillim, and I had 4 that I was saying every day for 30 days. Now, one of them I gave to my son to say because he can read the Hebrew much faster than I can. But 30 days ago, when I first started saying these prakim in Hebrew, these chapters of Psalms in Hebrew, like my tongue stumbled over itself. It didn't come off of, it didn't flow out of my mouth. Now, this morning, as I was saying my Tehillim, my Psalms, I noticed how smoothly I could say it. Those words had been embedded in my subconscious mind. Not only that, in the beginning when I was saying them, because I wasn't so familiar with them, I didn't really pay attention to the words. I was just saying them to get them out of my mouth. But after saying them again and again and again every single day, I started noticing the words. I started paying attention. I started focusing on the meaning of those words, right? And all of a sudden, my mind started opening up. My mind started seeing new and different things about how God, about Hashem is in our lives and taking care of us. And he's always there. And it was right there in the words that I was reading every single day. But it took a few days, a couple of weeks before my mind started noticing. So take these words that I've given you about your worthiness, about your enoughness, about your deservedness, and repeat them every single day for 30 days. Like write them down in your journal, right? That you love and accept yourself 100%, that you approve of yourself, that you're worthy, that you can 100% achieve your outrageous, crazy, insane financial goals, right? And then here's something else to focus on for 30 days is 10 reasons why you're good enough, right? Like really, really, I want to like focus you in on the why and why you're good enough, and like why you're here, why you're doing the work in the world, like, and really who says that you're not good enough. Again, those are only external beliefs that somehow we downloaded and imprinted into our unconscious mind, mostly when we were little. I mean, sometimes there were other events that happened in our life. If there was any teacher or, you know, even a parent who shamed you or blamed you, or if there was any abuse at some time in your life when you were older and more cognizant of what was going on, you know, even it could have been from a, you know, a partner or a boyfriend or something when you were in your teens or 20s or 30s. But even still, you have the ability to uproot and let go of these limiting beliefs that are absolutely holding you back in your business. So 10 reasons why you are good enough, and also 10 reasons why you are absolutely fantastic, amazing, awesome at the work you do in the world. And I want you to focus on you. I don't want you to focus on the results that your clients get, because again, that means you're looking for something external in order to create your belief in you. But I want you to really think about why you are fantastic, fabulous, amazing at the work that you do. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you today. I'm going to look in the in Facebook for the comments because I can't seem to get my tech going to answer them like in the moment, but that's all right. I'll circle back and I'll answer any comments. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section, either on Instagram or on Facebook, and I will be happy to come and answer your questions. And let me just recap for you the 4 things that we focused on today. Okay, well, actually there's 5. That was like the first one is the absolute 100% unlimited abundance that is available in the world today. Okay, in the world just in general, right? The second thing is being grateful, but I mean deeply, deeply grateful for everything that you have right now and everything that you've created up until now, because it is like a tremendous, tremendous amount that you already have and have received in your life. So be grateful for that. The third thing is notice where you are being a victim to outside circumstances. And that's not to make you wrong for being a victim. That's so that you can notice it and you can like really shift and release those patterns of being a victim to outside circumstances, and so that you can take control of and take charge of your life and your business. And we want to just like really, whether you're thinking it's my kids, my husband, the economy, whatever, just like notice that and release it. Like stop being a victim, and you get to take charge of your life and your business. The fourth thing is really remembering that it's not what you don't get what you want, what you get what you believe is possible for you. So believe hard that if the thought has been put into your mind, that the desire has been put into your mind and into your heart, that you want something in your life and in your business, believe hard that it's totally possible for you. And the fifth thing, and this is super duper important, is to root out and release any thoughts of unworthiness about you and your enoughness and your deservedness and your amazing awesomeness, that you are who you are. You are a child of the infinite creator, right? Of the Almighty God. You are created in his image. You are 100% enough. You are 100% worthy. And then really focus on that every day for 30 days. And write down 10 reasons why you are good enough, and write down 10 reasons why you are freaking awesome and amazing at the work that you do in the world. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you today. And thank you so much for being here. Now I hope that I can close out the Instagram without deleting it like I did once before. Okay, bye guys.